Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Guess it depends on where you're located today. It's Charlie, and welcome back to Partick Hill Station. I may have been missing for the last little while. It's been pretty busy doing other things, and also we'd been to a couple of cottages, and you may have seen some of the posts that I made about that. The cottages were located 2 and 3 hours north here of the city, where the lakes are and forests, so really quite nice, peaceful. Now, the big news is that I'm planning to add an additional YouTube channel. And the reason being is I think it affects the number of viewers that I get, excuse me, with the present setup. Now, just a little background history on this. I started out on YouTube 9-10 years ago, and I just put everything and anything on over a period of time. And it was on vacation, an art show, a car show, some locomotives, just a variety of things, really. And gradually I became focused on the model railways. And I've had a couple of comments, not necessarily from the model railway community, but just from other YouTubers saying, well, maybe you should focus on the one thing. And in fact, my daughter, who is a YouTube star, Kristen, she has mentioned to me that, well, maybe you should just focus on the one element, the one interest that you seem to have a number of people interested in or following you. And so in the next week or two, I began the process, and in the next week or two, the model railways will switch to basically Partick Hill Station. And I'll be posting new videos there, and there'll be links to the model railway content that's on this channel. So it's not as if you're going to lose that content. You're going to have that listed in the playlist, but will receive and see only model railway videos on that channel. So I'd be interested to hear your comments on that. And I think most of you are focused only on model railways. So that's a kind of moot point. But there could be some of you out there who have, like myself, other interests that you like to share with the general community. So, as I say, that will take place within the next week or two. Now, on the topic of track cleaning, I'm not sure if you're aware of Mr. Clean, but someone mentioned this to me, that Mr. Clean is the best. And it's one piece of foam, and as you can see, I've already been using it with a level of success, and I think it's helped in the running of some of the trains. You may have seen my last video regarding the Ringfield motors. And, you know, with being away at the cottages, I got a bit behind things, and I didn't get around to sending out the list of parts that I was looking for, which included, I was looking for 4 brass 11-tooth cogs that I can use on the Ringfield motors. And, you know, today I completed that list with a variety of other bits and pieces, and I'm sending the request off to Lendon's as a result of Barry Davis's recommendation. And I've sent a request off to another provider just to see. Primarily, I'm not concerned in comparing pennies in the cost of the components. What I'm interested in is the cost of postage. You know, I think in Lendon's they said that, well, first of all, send us an inquiry with the list of what you're looking for, and then we'll tell you what the cost of postage most likely would be. And then if it's suitable, then here are the instructions for placing the order. And that's the key, is to make sure that they're able to send it to me for a reasonable cost. If you go onto eBay and you're looking for any element regarding model railways, that some very well-known parts providers, you know, even for a couple of screws, they're wanting 25, 40 pounds or dollars. Doesn't make any difference. It's a huge amount of money. It's just unbelievable and nonsensical, and really there's no explanation for that, because I know I've sent a couple of items to a couple of you guys over in the UK, and you know, while it wasn't as cheap as what it used to be, it's not £40 or $40. I mean, there's no way. And you know, probably a little bag that size filled with bits and pieces, how can that be £40 to send? Daylight robbery. That's all I can say. Daylight robbery. Anyway, getting back to the A4s. So I posted the YouTube video the other day, and you know what I'd done was I got that one out that was whining like a banshee. It was awful, and you know, I messed about with it, and I don't know if you recall when Barry Davis did an expose on the Ringfield motor, and specifically that cog. I can't remember the technical name of the tool, but he was suggesting something like this, and put that over the top of the cog and hammer it to get the cog on. Well, I gave it a tap with that, and then I got a screwdriver and I was able to pop the cog off. And what I found was some hardened gunk between the cog, and there's a washer behind the cog where there's supposed to be a space between the cog and that washer. Anyway, I managed to get that out, and then I reassembled the gears and put the cog back on and made sure that it was lining up properly. And then I took that little piece of, from a little drill, I put that on it, tapped it with a little hammer, oiled everything up as one would expect that you would do. And then I put it on the track, turned on the power, and it went, surprisingly. And the sound wasn't that bad. So that was rewarding. But I will replace that one once I get the brass cogs. So just having a look around here, see where everything is, because I want to show you what that sound is like. I'll just get this thing running. All right, so what you're going to be seeing is the mallard. And I'm just going to switch cameras here. You just hang on a second. Okay, so I need to see if I just push that back out the way. Make sure we get to see something here. And then so it's not that one. It's the other one. Okay, so just need to bear with me for a there's always something, just bear with me for a second here. It's a bit crowded on here. Okay, so you can probably hear, sorry about that interruption there, you can probably see that it's running fairly well, albeit it's a little bit noisy. There might be a little bit of spinning going on. Okay. So that was much better than what was happening previously. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take these coaches off for a second. I'll just remove the coaches. So you can hear a certain amount of noise coming from the tender from the Ringfield motor. But as I said, it's much better than what it was when it was actually whining pretty badly. And, you know, that's an improvement than what it was. But, you know, I will replace that cog with the brass one when it arrives. So I was quite happy with, you know, with that, getting it to run, which was the main thing. Because you may remember that, you know, it just wasn't running before. Let's try to get the best shot here. It's better coming in that way. Yeah. So anyway, so that's the Mallard, the Hornby Mallard, and it's a nice locomotive. Just unfortunate that it's had these issues. Now, to give you a comparison, I've got a couple of other locos here. This is the old Sir Nigel Gresley that I'm going to put on now. And of course, it's got a totally different sound when it's running. Because, you know, it is a metal body and metal chassis. And, you know, it's good just to do a comparison between one and the other. I don't like this where you're looking at my back. Yeah, maybe that'll give you a better view of it. So well, actually, I've got something going on there that shouldn't have occurred. Got a bit of tail chasing going on here. And see, here's another one. This black 5 is it's a bit noisy. And once again, that's got a Ringfield motor, and that one will require attention. There's no question. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and find a spot. I'll leave that one there, and then I'll come out with this Sir Walter Wigham, and you can hear the difference. It's just so Sir Walter Wigham runs perfectly. Just go back in my head. So it runs perfectly. I'm quite happy with that one. If I can get them all running like that, that would be excellent. And that's how they should all run. So I'm not sure what kind of audience I've got today.